Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's close to all of us, recognizing manipulation in relationships. We crave connection, that feeling of belonging, of being seen and understood. But sometimes, beneath the surface of what we perceive as love and care, there can be more insidious dynamics at play. How do we know if a relationship is truly healthy and life-giving, or if manipulation is subtly weaving its way into the fabric of our interactions? It's not always easy to spot, especially when we're deeply invested in the connection, but recognizing the signs is the first step towards protecting ourselves and cultivating authentic, empowering relationships. Over the next few minutes, we're going to shine a light on some of the common tactics manipulators use, and more importantly, we'll explore how to begin healing if you've experienced this in your own life. Remember, you are worthy of respect, love, and healthy connection, and healthy. Let's talk about guilt tripping. You know that feeling, that heavy sense of responsibility for someone else's emotional well-being, even when it comes at the expense of your own? Manipulators often leverage this very human tendency to create a dynamic of indebtedness. They might say things like, "If you really loved me, you would," or "After all I've done for you." These statements are designed to evoke guilt, to make you feel like you're constantly falling short unless you're meeting their needs, often at the cost of your own. It's like they're handing you a burden, their emotional baggage, and making you responsible for carrying it. And let's be clear, caring for someone and being responsible for their happiness are two very different things.
When we allow ourselves to be manipulated through guilt, we start to betray ourselves. We silence our own needs, our own truths, in an attempt to keep the peace or avoid conflict. But here's the thing. Authentic connection requires honesty even when it's uncomfortable. It requires us to set boundaries, to honor our own limits, even when it disappoints someone else. Think about a time you might have felt that tug of guilt in a relationship. Did you speak up for yourself? Did you allow yourself to set a boundary, even if it meant potentially disappointing the other person? Or did you shrink back, swallow your truth, and carry the weight of their expectations? These are tough questions, but they're the kind of questions that help us wake up to the patterns in our lives.
And let me assure you, recognizing these patterns is a sign of incredible strength. It means you're ready to show up for yourself in a deeper way, to cultivate relationships that are rooted in respect, not manipulation. Now let's talk about gaslighting. This form of manipulation strikes at the core of our perception, our very sense of reality. Gaslighting makes you question your own memories, intuition, even sanity. It's about creating self-doubt, making you feel like you can't trust your own judgment.
Have you ever been in a situation where you could have sworn something happened a certain way, but someone insists you're mistaken? They might say, "You're being too sensitive," or "You're imagining things." These tactics are designed to make you question your reality.
But here's the truth. Your experiences are valid, your feelings are real, and your intuition is a powerful guide. Trust yourself again. Reclaim your narrative. Journaling can help track experiences and see patterns of manipulation. Remember, your voice and truth matter. Let's move on to another common tactic of manipulation: isolation. This is about slowly chipping away at your support system, creating a dynamic where you become increasingly reliant on the manipulator for connection and validation. They might subtly discourage you from spending time with friends or family, often under the guise of wanting to protect you or spend more quality time together. They might make negative comments about your loved ones, sowing seeds of doubt and discord in your relationships. Or they might try to create a sense of us against the world, making you feel like they're the only one you can truly trust. This isolation is incredibly strategic. It's about making you dependent on them, cutting you off from the people who might offer a different perspective, who might see the manipulation for what it truly is. We are wired for connection. We need those people in our lives who love us unconditionally, who support our growth, who remind us of our own strength and resilience. When those connections are severed, we become incredibly vulnerable to manipulation. Think about the relationships in your life. Do you feel supported in staying connected to your loved ones? Or do you feel pressured to prioritize one relationship above all else, even if it means sacrificing other meaningful connections? Building a fortress around a relationship might seem romantic at first, but true love doesn't thrive in isolation. True love celebrates your connections, encourages your growth, and empowers you to show up as your most authentic self, both within the relationship and outside of it.
It's so important to recognize these signs and take steps to maintain those vital connections in our lives.
Let's talk about another painful form of manipulation: constant criticism. Now, there's a difference between offering constructive feedback and engaging in a pattern of relentless negativity. Manipulators often use criticism as a way to chip away at your self-esteem, to make you feel like you're never quite good enough. They might nitpick at your appearance, your work, your parenting, your personality. Nothing is off limits, and it's often disguised as helpful advice or just trying to help you improve. But here's the thing. Constructive criticism is offered from a place of love and respect, with a genuine desire to help you grow. Manipulation, on the other hand, is about control. It's about keeping you small, keeping you insecure, so you're less likely to challenge their behavior or recognize your own worth.
When we're constantly bombarded with criticism, it's easy to internalize those messages. We start to believe the negative narrative that's being spun about us, and our self-worth erodes over time. We might find ourselves shrinking back, people-pleasing, or constantly seeking validation from the very person who's contributing to our feelings of inadequacy. But here's the truth. You are worthy of love and respect just as you are. You are enough. And you deserve to be in relationships where your strengths are celebrated, your flaws are met with compassion, and your growth is encouraged, not hindered. If you're experiencing constant criticism in a relationship, it's essential to set boundaries, to reclaim your voice, and to surround yourself with people who see your value and remind you of your inherent worth.
Recognizing manipulation is a journey. It's about waking up to the patterns in our lives, having the courage to name them, and taking steps to create healthier, more fulfilling connections. Have you experienced any of these signs? Share your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more content on personal growth and empowerment. Remember, you are not alone. There is strength in vulnerability, power in naming our experiences, and incredible courage in choosing to create relationships that honor our worth.
Thanks for watching. Remember, healing begins with awareness. Seek support, whether through therapy, loved ones, or support groups. Establish and maintain boundaries. They're vital for your emotional health.